Hey guys, it's me, Jay. I promised earlier that I was going to talk about the Leaving Neverland documentary parts 1 and 2, and here goes. Leaving Neverland is a documentary on the alleged sexual abuse of Wade Robson and James Safechuck by the late, great, and yeah, I said great, superstar, pop star, king of pop, Michael Joseph Jackson. Now, as many of you know, Michael Jackson is my favorite singer of all time. As many of you also may know, I am totally against abuse of minors. I think anybody who is a pedophile should be thrown under the jail. And there's no excuse ever to abuse a child, no matter if you're Michael Jackson, the Pope, President Obama, President Trump, no matter who you are, you should be thrown into the jail. Because I've known so many people that were victims of sexual abuse in my 33 years on earth, and I find it completely reprehensible. But in the case of Michael Jackson, in the case of these two men, I think these two men are full of crap. Wade Robson testified in 2005 on the witness stand that Michael Jackson never touched him. He testified in 1993 during the deposition in the Jordan Chandler case that Michael Jackson never touched him. So did James Safechuck. Now, all of a sudden, 10 years after the death of Michael Jackson and after Michael Jackson's estate has now bounced back from the financial situation it was in when he died, they want a piece of it. Wade Robson went to the Jackson estate to get a job working in the Michael Jackson Cirque du Soleil performance way back in 2011 and was refused. And then, oddly enough, a year later, these allegations come. I'm not buying it. The stories that they came up with that were very graphic were very, very graphic. Details about sexual encounters between allegedly Michael Jackson and these boys. Michael telling them to spread their ass cheeks for him, masturbating in Paris for the first time, according to Jimmy Safechuck, and even a mock marriage between Safechuck and MJ. And I'm just like, I'm sitting there watching this with my mom, and I'm just like, where are the parents? The moms of Safechuck and Robson seem ecstatic that their boys are being exposed to the entertainment industry on such a level. They brag about being able to meet Sean Connery and Harrison Ford and George Lucas, and going around the world, going to Hawaii, going here, going there, on Michael's dime, never ever expressing any suspicion about Michael's intentions towards their young sons. Does this strike you as weird? I mean, obviously these two women were two ambitious show moms, much like Michael's own father was to him, that would do anything to get these boys into the music industry. With Wade, it was somewhat successful. With Jimmy, not so much. Wade became successful. He became a choreographer for NSYNC, for Janet Jackson, and for Britney Spears. and he remained friends with Michael throughout his adult life. He was even dating Michael Jackson's niece, Brandy, with whom Michael himself set Wade up with. So obviously Wade was a heterosexual young man. He's married now. He has a son. And Wade cheated on Brandy Jackson with Britney Spears. So how can you trust this man who's a liar and a cheater? Save Chuck says that he was never even a fan of Michael Jackson. And then Michael Jackson chose him for the Pepsi commercial in 1986. But his credibility comes in when he also, during the 1993 molestation charges, said that Michael Jackson never touched him. So either Michael Jackson is paying out his ass on litigation fees to keep Jordy Chandler, Gavin Alviso, James Safechuck, and Wade Robinson all shut, or this is all bullshit and it never happened, and they try to defame a very rich black man who had the catalog to all of Sony, including all of the Beatles records. See, the thing about Michael Jackson, he was very strategic. He knew he was the greatest singles entertainer of all time. He knew that people had said that the Beatles and Elvis Presley were gonna, that he didn't surpass them. So what did he go out and do? He went out and bought the Beatles catalog. He got the idea from Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney bought Buddy Holliday's catalog. So Michael went out and bought the Beatles catalog. Michael went out and bought a bunch of catalogs. He even purchased the rights to the Happy Birthday song. The Happy Birthday song. So Michael was definitely caking up. But, think about all the things you ever heard about this eccentric genius, this Virgo, this man whose birthday's around the same time as mine. And it's like, when he died, all of it was proven to be untrue. He slept in the bed with, oxygen tank. He had the bones of the Elephant Man. He bleached his skin. He wanted to look like Elizabeth Taylor. He wanted to look like Diana Ross. It was all bullshit. Okay, what was true was that he was the greatest of all time. So if you didn't believe that, why would you believe this? And plus, the man was acquitted in the court of law. These two men lied on the witness stand 2 times. If this was true, they did a disservice to the victims of Michael Jackson by not coming forth when the time was right. They're coming forth now, years later. Gavin is probably an adult. MJ has passed away. MJ's daughter, Paris, already struggles with mental issues. No need to bring that up. There's no need for this documentary to be made. This is just sensationalism. This is just beating a dead horse. They figure they got R. Kelly. They got Bill Cosby. Now they'll take out Michael Jackson. But who else, man? Like, is it only black celebrities? Like, are they going to take out Michael Jordan next? Are they going to take out freaking Morgan Freeman? Are they going to take out Samuel L. Jackson? Will Smith? People that we grew up with, man? Fuck that, man. Hulk Hogan got caught in his sex scandal, which I made a video about. And motherfuckers excused him. They excused him. They brought him back to the WWE and everything. So, cancel Michael Jackson like y'all did R. Kelly? I don't think so. Michael Jackson's body of work is just too extensive. And you know what? I'm going to say what I said on when I first got on here and I started talking about Big Pun. I didn't know the man personally, and he might have had a few flaws and quirks, like sleeping in bed with children. I'm talking about asexual, not touching them, inappropriately, not cool, spending too much time with minors, not cool. But at the same time, you gotta look at the circumstances of Michael and how he grew up and how he was forced to perform by his father. His father was a wicked taskmaster that would do anything to see his sons on stage and out of Gary, Indiana. Now, some will say you can't blame him because Gary was a ghetto. Gary was a product of the restructuring of the American racial system. You know what I mean? Whatever. But whatever methods Joe Jackson chose to use, he used. But fact remains, Michael and the family was very severely abused during that time. Maybe not sexually, but abused. And the stuff we heard, even though most Moonwalker says a piece of garbage, the stuff we heard in the Martin Bashir documentary about how Michael and his brothers would share a bed and they would bring in these groupies from the Jackson 5, that kind of messed up MJ mentally and how he would think about women. But I don't believe these two particular allegations are true because the facts just don't add up. But you know what? I believe a lot of the musical establishments been upset that in the minds of many, Michael Jackson has replaced Elvis Presley as America's top musical icon. Elvis Presley cannot relate to the youth of this generation. We're too far removed from him. But Michael Jackson, we can. And they want to tarnish Michael Jackson's legacy in any way they can with this pedophile shit. Little did they know that Elvis married Priscilla when she was 14 years old. Come on, bro. Do the research, man. Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, these niggas ain't the last niggas to be pedophiles in the music industry. Y'all only getting hip to it now because social media. So as far as I'm concerned, leaving Neverland, they should have wasted that money and time on exposing the pedophilia that goes on in the entertainment industry and not targeting one case that was thrown out of court 15 years ago. I mean, really, I'm not a Trump supporter. I don't support Trump. But one thing I will say is that there's a lot of fake news out here. There's a lot of people that just because they don't like you, they go out of their way to slander you. And I think that's what people are trying to do to Michael Jackson because, to me, Michael Jackson, he wasn't a perfect person, man. That he had severe mental disabilities. He was like a child, and he even says it and all that. But I just don't think he was a child molester. I just think he didn't know right from wrong in certain situations. And it really took the birth of his kids, Paris, Prince, and Blanket, to really put it in perspective for him. But you know what? I cried when he died in 2009, because we cry too because we know it's never going to be another Michael Jackson. You know what I mean? Bruno Mars danced good. Justin Timberlake danced good. Justin Bieber's danced good. Chris Brown danced great. Tory Lanez, all them niggas, they dance good. But there's never going to be another person in this world that will touch the hearts and the minds of the people like the way that Michael Jackson did. He did it for so long. He did it since he was 5 years old, and that's the coolest thing about it. And also, the tragic thing about his life is if that Joseph Jackson had grown up and been the seventh child of 9 kids in a house in Gary, Indiana, in 2200 Jackson Street in Gary, Indiana, he'd be a normal person today. The world would be totally different. This man changed society. And this is the thanks he gets as an African American person. And then you think to yourself, okay, yeah, what if Mike did want to bleach his skin? But why though? Why? Because he sees that white supremacy is rampant in our society. Somebody like him, somebody that was an entertainer just trying to bring joy and happiness and love to the world, was accused of touching young boys. It's sickening to me because all the others who are not Michael Jackson, not on the level of Michael Jackson, are getting away with it. So we're similar to J.C. Smollett. J.C. Smollett told a lie that that he was attacked outside in Chicago by 2 thugs wearing MAGA hats. Now, we all know MAGA motherfuckers, Trump supporters, they're ignorant and all that, and they would attack a man who is gay and black. But come to find out, weeks later, Jussie Smollett died. He lied. He lied to get attention. He lied to get a raise on Empire. Okay? So, same with these guys. These guys are sitting up here lying about Michael Jackson while kids in Hollywood, kids in general, are really being molested and really being raped. And those are the cases you need to focus on, like Corey Feldman is. All I gotta say is leave MJ alone. The man is innocent. He did nothing. Okay? All he did was try to bring joy, happiness, and peace to the world. Later.